This is Tony from New York reporting from my fish room in progress. Working on a new fish tank stand there. That's coming along. Here's the 100-gallon tank I was able to pick up with matching stand. I've got actually 125 on the way. So just to show you what I've got in here so far, put up lots of shelving. Shelving is fantastic for any fish stuff you may have. It's also helpful for keeping chemicals out of reach if you have little persons in the house. So basically what I decided to do is I set up this drainage system. It is pretty high off the floor, but I'll show you why in a moment. This goes actually all the way around the room, and I water tested this PVC pipe as I went to make sure that the water was traveling downhill all the way. So this goes all the way around the room. So eventually this room is going to have fish tanks wall to wall. I used this PVC purple primer and also the regular clear PVC for putting pipes together. What they say is first add the purple primer to the female part of the connection, then the male part, then the female part using the brush, like about 5 or 6 swipes around the inside of the pipe. And then you add the glue, which goes to the outside of the male part first, inside of the female part, outside of the male part, and then you push your pieces together. I like to hold them together myself for about 3 minutes, and after that point they're quite dry and ready to assemble. You want to do that in a well-ventilated area, of course. Fortunately for me, I have this Easy Breathe unit, which keeps the humidity in the room at a reasonable level all the time, and that also doubles as insulation. So this just goes right through the wall, and I'll show you where that leads to. Drainage here. Drainage comes right through the wall, down this side, into this drainage bin, which I rigged together, and right into the commode. By rigging it this way, the unit is still completely usable for its regular functions. Other than that, in here I have my RO unit hooked up to the faucet using a diverter. This position is just for regular usage. And if I flip it up, it will actually feed the RO unit instead. So here's the pipe going right up and into the RO unit, which is mounted up here on the shelf. The RO unit feeds water right here. I can actually put the water down the drain if I wish, because that's important to flush the RO unit before using it. Or, of course, I can send it to my bins. I have 3 bins up here for mixing aging salt water. I would have liked to have had one huge container, but the width of my shelf is only 12 inches. And if you get much greater than that, then you're going to need much more expensive brackets to hold the weight, and I'm just not 100% sure that that's going to be a possibility for me. Also, I want to make sure that the weight of the shelf is not exceeded. But these Sterilite containers ended up to be a good solution. Sterilite is totally food safe, and so each of these has a float valve in it, so that when the container is full, the water actually shuts off. After I've mixed my salt, which is helped by the fact that I have an air pump here. The air pump goes to this gang valve and splits to all 3 containers. That helps with the salt mixing. I may have to get a bigger air pump perhaps than the one I have. When everything's ready, I can actually release the water using this little item here. I can actually turn it all the way off, or I can have just a trickle If I have just a trickle of water coming through, it takes about 24 hours to drain one bin. So I can do my automatic water change over a long period of time. So the water can come down from these bins into the water feed pipe. You'll see here I drilled my water feed pipe just the right size to accept the tubing. I actually have a faucet here, so I can control whether the water is coming down this pipe or this other pipe. I'll show you on the other side what that's like. So the water can come out of this pipe. Right now the water is just going right back into my drain pipe. But I could instead take this vinyl tubing and attach it to the aquarium and let the water drip in like that. That'll actually work if I've got a drilled tank, which I aspire to, because with the drilled tank, the wastewater can go down the drain. When you put 20 gallons of water, drip method, into an aquarium, and then let the rest drain out through a throughput adapter on the back of the tank, you actually won't end up with a 20-gallon water change. But there are calculators online that you can check out for how much of water change you really get. It's actually pretty good. It's something like 18 gallons of water, so forth, for every 20 you put in, something like that. So that's not so bad for something that's automatic. Let's see, as far as the parts I used here, I'd like to tell you what they are. The part that connects to the vinyl tubing is called a nylon hose barb. That's this piece right here. I actually attached this using plumber's tape. I did not glue it on. The rest is glued on with the PVC glue. This piece is a CPVC. I only got it because this is the one that happened to fit. Let me tell you what that is. That is a CPVC adapter, size 1/2 inch. Here are all the numbers for you in case you need to track down a part like that for your project. By the way, this is what I used for cutting the PVC pipe. The rigid plastic pipe and tubing cutter is a joy to use. I would just brace it against the floor with all my weight and cut the pipe. It actually cuts the pipe so well that I really didn't even have to sand it afterwards. That was such a huge time saver. Where did I leave that piece? I'd love to show it to you if I could. PVC cutter, here it is. So this is the PVC cutter that I used to cut all my PVC piping. Really did the trick. Up here, of course, to stay out of the way of little ones. I decided to get these boxes to protect my electrical outlets. Here's what I bought. Bell Outdoor, easy change, vertical mount. It's a weatherproof cover. Got this at the local home improvement store. And so basically, I can plug anything I want into this, and if I get water all over the place, I am protected. I thought that'd be a good idea. Over here I have another one, and what I did is I actually ran the cord up this way under the shelf, and here is the spot where I'm going to plug in all my electric. I can add a few of these later, but the point is it's above tank level, so automatically you're going to be protected this way too from getting any water into your outlet. I think that's a sensible thing to consider when you are putting together a fish room. Now my fish room is only going to have a modest number of tanks. I'm going to imagine that total it'll probably have 10 large tanks, and so I might be able to get away with not actually rewiring the electrical in the wall. If you have to consider that for your project, of course make sure you have a professional. And that's just about it. That's the tour of my fish room in progress. More exciting things to come from this fish room. Thank you very much. This is Tony from New York. Thanks for enjoying the tour with me. Have a good night.